Here is the fastest growing expense in the United States, and almost no one voted for it. This year, America will pay more than $1 trillion just in interest on its debt. Not on roads, not on the military, just interest. And by the end, you'll see the single number that turns this from a big bill into a trap. For decades, interest was a quiet footnote in the budget. Then, in just 2 years, it overtook almost everything. In 2023, it passed what the country spends on Medicaid. In 2024, it passed Medicare. And the same year, it passed the entire military. One line, climbing past them all. Sit with that one. The United States spends about $916 billion on its entire military, the most powerful armed forces on Earth. And in the last full year, it paid even more than that, just servicing its debt. Interest is now bigger than the Pentagon. Line up the federal budget from biggest to smallest. Social Security on top, then healthcare, Medicare, and Medicaid. And sitting right there, in the top group, bigger than national defense, net interest. Of every major thing the government does, paying for the past is now second only to Social Security. Look at where each dollar Washington spends actually goes. A bit under a quarter to Social Security, around a quarter to health programs, then defense, and about 14 cents of every federal dollar now disappears straight into interest, money that buys nothing, builds nothing, and is gone the moment it is paid. Turn it around to the money coming in. Picture every $100 the government collects in taxes. About 18 of those dollars, nearly 1 in 5, never reaches a single program. It goes straight back out the door to the people who lent the money. You work, a fifth of the tax pays the lender. Let's put a clock on it. The government pays around $2.7 billion in interest every single day. That's about $81 billion a month, more than NASA spends in 3 years. Add it up, and it's roughly $970 billion in a year. An invisible bill, ticking every second. So how did a footnote explode into the budget's biggest threat? Here is the whole story in one line. For 15 years, interest barely moved. As recently as 2015, it was about $220 billion a year. Cheap, sleepy, ignored. Then watch the right side of this chart. From 2022 on, it doesn't rise. It erupts. So what lit the fuse? 2 forces multiplied together. Start with the size of the jump. In 2021, net interest was about $350 billion. 5 years later, it's over $1 trillion. The bill nearly tripled, not over a generation, but in half a decade. 2 things had to happen at once to do that. Force number 1 is the sheer size of the debt. The United States now owes about $39 trillion, a pile that has roughly doubled in just 10 years. About $32 trillion of it is owed to outside lenders, and that alone is now about the size of the entire American economy. Force number 2 is the price of borrowing. For years after the crisis, money was almost free. The government paid about 1.5% on its debt. Then rates woke up. By 2026, that average rate had roughly doubled to around 3.5%. And because the debt rolls over slowly, every year a little more of it resets to today's higher rate. And the hole keeps getting deeper. Last year, the government spent about $1.8 trillion more than it took in. Every dollar of that gap was borrowed, adding to the very pile that generates the interest. The country isn't paying the debt down. It's still piling it up. This is the trap I promised you. It runs in a loop. You spend more than you raise, so you borrow the difference. The borrowing adds to the debt, and the debt demands interest. The interest makes the gap bigger, so next year, you borrow even more. Round and round, faster each turn. So economists did the obvious thing. They ran the loop forward. And this is what they found. The blue line is real, up to today. The dashed line is the forecast, and it doesn't bend back down. Government projections show interest climbing past $1.3 trillion by 2030 and just keeping going. The explosion isn't the peak. By every official estimate, it's the beginning. By 2036, the United States is projected to pay about $2.1 trillion a year in interest, double today's bill. To put that in scale, that single year of interest would be larger than the entire economy of most countries on the planet. Stack up the next 10 years, and the numbers get hard to picture. Around $13.8 trillion in interest over the decade. public debt rising toward 120% of the whole economy by 2036. And in every official forecast, the line just keeps rising, with nothing in the math that turns it around. Here is why that actually matters to you. A dollar spent on interest buys nothing new. No road, no research, no defense. It pays for decisions already made. Yet it's now the second largest line in the entire budget, and it's mandatory. No vote caps it. No one chooses it each year. It simply grows. Trace the whole journey on one timeline. 2015, a quiet low of around 220 billion. 2022, rates climb and the bill starts to run. 2024, it passes defense and Medicare. 2026, it crosses $1 trillion. In 2036, a projected $2.1 trillion. In about 20 years, a footnote becomes the headline. Make it personal. Divide 1 year of interest across every household in America, and each one's share is about $7,300. You never get a bill for it, but it's there, quietly, in every budget the country writes. So, is this actually a crisis or just a scary-sounding number? Let's be fair, because the honest answer is, it's complicated. Measured against the size of the economy, interest today is about 3.2% of GDP. And here's the catch for the doommongers. Back in 1991, it was just as high. Then it fell for years. We have, in one sense, been here before. But three things make this time different. In 1991, the debt was about 44% of the economy. Today it's around 100%, more than twice as heavy. Back then, the burden eased on its own. This time, every forecast shows it climbing, toward 4.6% of GDP by 2036. You'll also hear, it doesn't matter because we owe it to ourselves. There's truth in that. Roughly 2/3 of the debt held by the public is owned by Americans, by U.S. banks, pension funds, and the Federal Reserve. But about 1/3 is held abroad. And either way, the interest is real money, leaving the budget every year. Strip away the noise, and it comes down to one rule. A country can outgrow its debt, as long as its economy grows faster than the interest piling onto it. For 30 years, America passed that test. The official forecasts say the cushion runs out around 2028. After that, the math starts working against you. So why isn't this a 5-alarm fire? Because the United States holds cards almost no one else does. It borrows in dollars it alone can print. The whole world still lines up to lend to it. It cannot be forced into a sudden default. The real risk isn't a crash. It's a slow erosion, growth quietly traded away to pay for the past. And here is what no economist, left or right, actually disputes. Interest is the fastest growing part of the federal budget. Every dollar of it crowds out something else the country could do, and it compounds on autopilot, whether anyone acts or not. The argument is about how dangerous it is, not about which direction it's heading. So maybe it's a slow burn, and maybe it's a trap, but the shape is the same either way. The debt was a series of choices. The interest is the bill for them, and the bill always, quietly, comes due. This is descriptive data journalism, not financial advice. If it made the number make sense, subscribe. A new data story every day.